Welcome to the NYG Blue Zone, your go-to podcast for all things New York Giants. It's your boy Attikis, and today I'm going to dive into the Giants' upcoming game against the Cincinnati Bengals, MetLife Stadium. And you know what? Even though the Giants, believe it or not, even though the Giants have a better record at 2-3, the Bengals are 6-point favorites to win this game at Giant Stadium. And they're only 1-4. In fact, their only win this year was on the road against the Carolina can't find the end zone Panthers. If the Giants are coming off a big win in Seattle, they got a lot of work to do if they want to secure a win on Sunday. So today, what I want to do is break down the 6 things I think the Giants have to do if they want to get the dub. So let's get into it. The first thing I think they need to do is keep moving Dexter Lawrence around. Sexy Dexy has been an absolute force on the field this season. And he's one of those guys that every coach dreams of having on their team. Right now, Dexter Lawrence has 6 sacks. 6 of them. In only 5 games. Second only to Aiden Hutchinson, which we all know how much of a force he's been for the Detroit Lions. But what's working so well for the Giants is the strategy of moving them around, confusing the offensive line, and just collapsing that interior of the offensive line. So with Kayvon Thibodeau out for the next 6 weeks, the Giants need to keep mixing things up. That's going to keep Burrow under heavy pressure and the Bengals' offensive line on their toes. The second thing I think they need to do is keep Tyrone Tracy involved. I mean, last week without Devin Singletary in the lineup, Tracy stepped up big time. You know, he racked up 129 yards on 18 carries with an average of 7.2 yards per carry. That should be criminal. That's defensive malpractice. Now, he might not get the same numbers against the Bengals, but it's important for the Giants to keep him involved. Even if Singletary returns, you got to keep him in the mix because it'll keep the offense unpredictable and it'll get a rook some much needed experience. And who knows? He might just continue to play at the same level that he did last week. And I think as a Giants fan for Giants Nation, we would all welcome that. And I've been saying all year, Tyrone Tracy, watch this kid, and look what he did. He led all running backs in week 5. So I'm liking the kid, and I hope that they keep him on the field more often than not. And let's talk about Danny Dimes. It's the third thing they need to do. Danny Dimes. Daniel Jones did a great job last week in Seattle. He threw for over 250 yards, had 2 tutties, even though he ain't had Malik Neighbors in the lineup. So this week, Jones is going up against a Bengals defense that has been struggling against other quarterbacks. I mean, last week, Lamar Jackson put up 345 yards on him. They couldn't sack the guy to save his life. And now while Jones isn't exactly Jackson, we've seen flashes of what he can do when he's given the opportunity, when he has time behind a decent offensive line. So the key here is for Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson to be ready. Don't drop the ball. Have big plays. Let Danny Dimes air it out. And when the pass isn't there, Daniel Jones has been very effective at running the ball. So he's continued to grow comfortable with the O-line. So I'm looking for another big game from him, despite his past struggles when playing in night games. I'm hoping that's behind him. He looks like he's more comfortable back there and got a running game. We got some good receivers. And not for nothing with the way Brian Dable's been doing the play calling, I think that Daniel Jones has felt comfortable with that as well. So I think we need to take a look at those things. So the fourth thing that needs to happen is we need to keep the third downs manageable. Third down's been an issue for the Giants all season, but this is an area where they can make a real impact against the Bengals. The Bengals are allowing nearly 60% of third downs to be converted in the last 3 games. That is criminal. And the Giants are struggling in this department, converting only 38% But this is a week where they could turn it around. The key is to keep third downs manageable. Third and short situation will give them a real opportunity to convert and keep the offense on the field, particularly given the fact that the Cincinnati Bengals have struggled defensively. They're giving up, I think, an average of over 4 yards per carry this year. And when you're giving up that many yards per carry, it shouldn't be difficult for them to convert on third and short. Plus, the screen game has been working for the Giants. So if they stick to those keys, I think they'll put themselves in better position to make those conversions. It's certainly at a nice high rate. The fifth thing they need to do is they need to shut down the Burrow Chase connection, which is near impossible. But we all know Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are one of the best quarterback wide receiver dudes in the league. They're just really good. Chase has 493 yards and 5 tutties already, with a ridiculous 17 yards per catch. The Giants defense has to figure out how to slow him down. And then T. Higgins is their second option, but he's been a little inconsistent. If we could force Burrow to only look for somebody other than Chase, kind of shut Chase down if we can, it'll limit the Bengals' big play potential and give us a better chance to control the game. Can they do it? I think that there's a good chance they can. I think that Tate Banks is coming off of a game where he's feeling good about himself. Now, DK Metcalf is not Jamar Chase, but DK Metcalf is still a top flight receiver. I wouldn't say he's top five, but he's probably in the top half of receivers in this league. And he's good. You can count on DK to get over 100 yards per game, but last week he had 2 receptions for less than 50 yards, if my memory serves me correctly. Tay Banks did a much better job after being called out by his coaches for not performing well. So I think they can have some success, but Jamar Chase going to do what Jamar Chase does. He's going to catch balls, and Burrow's going to throw them to him. What Tay Banks wants to do is limit the receptions and tackle him soon as he gets the ball in his hand. So he's going to need some over-the-top help and some underneath help. But if they can force this game into being what they want it to be, a two-man show, and you limit that show, they can have success in that area. So I think that's one of the things they need to do also. And the last thing is they need to put heavy pressure on Joe Burrow early and often. They need to collapse the interior of that offensive line. I mean, Dexter Lawrence has been playing his absolute ass off. Roches Nunez, Elijah Chapman, all of those guys have been doing a great. And not for nothing, DJ Davidson's coming in. He's performed very well as well. So if they can continue to get pressure up the middle and then protect the edges with Brian Burns and Azeez Ojulari, and I know Deontay Johnson probably isn't coming back at this time, but oh my God, when he comes back, he's going to be pretty good too. Real good tackler, and it's unfortunate that he went down with injury coming into the start of the season, but he was playing very well during training camp and the preseason games. So get some pressure on him, shut Zach Moss down, shut Chase Brown down. Now, we'll see what Burrow does when he drops back to pass, and if we can do well in our secondary, we'll be okay with that. But the key is for the Giants to get heavy pressure on him, cutting down his pocket time. If we could force Burrow to get rid of the ball quicker than he wants, he will make some mistakes, and those mistakes could lead to turnovers. Even without Tibbs in there, our defense has the tools to make this happen. Come on, Ojulari, let me see what you got. So there you have it. Those are my 6 things the Giants need to do to beat the Bengals this Sunday. Move Dex around a lot. Keep Tyrone Tracy involved. Let DJ air it out. Keep third downs manageable, even if DJ has to scramble, which he's proven he can do. Slow down the Burrow Chase connection, which is a tall order. And put pressure on Burrow. It's going to be a tough game. The pressure part, I think they can do. Giants lead the league with 22 sacks coming into week 6. So I think they will continue to put pressure on quarterbacks. So if they can do that, we'll be back after the game. with a full breakdown talking about, the Giants came away with a good one. So make sure you guys come back and see us for the post-game show where hopefully Stella and I will be talking about, the Giants did it again. And Moo and I will be talking about, the Giants did it again. Hopefully that's the way it's going to go down. So, but thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to the New York Giants Blue Zone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the podcast. And we're going to catch y'all after the game. Let's get a big win, y'all. Go Big Blue.
See me everywhere they go, I probably would too. Look, crossed over to the Jordan man like I'm Michael. Yeah, eating blessings so much I might need lipo. Yeah, tailored for the dogs like I'm walking in chucks. Yeah, it's just in this plan, man, I see all y'all shook. Look, knew that I was great ever since I was a rook. Man, all y'all singles making me look good. Okay, praise to the Most High, yeah, that's taste.